Nice. Yeah.
Yo, so here's a little breakdown on MTRX. There's a few of you guys asking me about it, so now that I have a better look at it, I'm going to just break this down for you guys real quick. So we had this trend line right here that was pretty much giving us some trouble, right? So if you extend it, it still acts as some sort of trouble until this point, right? So that's our trend line. It's acting as resistance. And this gap here, this gap had to be filled, so we left a big gap behind, and what happened is we went and we filled the gap. So we filled it, came back down, and established a base around here. Now this base, we don't know if it's our guaranteed like bottom, right? We can't say that, but we'll mark that out for now. So we mark this level as our kind of base. We break over, and now what we want to see here is we've had trouble in this range. So expect the stock to have some sort of trouble in this area, because this was acting, it wasn't really a strong support, right? If it was a strong support, it would have bounced and went up this way, but it might act as resistance now as we come up into this range, which would make a lot of sense, to be honest, because then it would give us some sort of a inverse head and shoulders pattern in this area, something looking like this, which is, to be honest, bullish. If this plays out and we get a head and shoulders pattern, that's a buy. That will be our buy. So if we end up seeing, this might not happen, right? This is just me putting up scenarios that could potentially happen, but this looks like it'll make sense, right? We got the left shoulder, comes down, makes a head, and it's going to stall in this range a bit. And then after it finishes in this range, it will have this as our neckline, something like that. Then we'll expect MTRX to fully rip. Now, could this just rip right through right now? It could. So if you wanted to get a nice decent buy entry around this area, it broke the trend line, right? So when we break resistance, you want it to act as support. So just have in the back of your head that it could potentially come up, do something like this, right? Back test that trend line and then go for the rip, right? So have that in your mind. Don't just expect things to go your way. If you want to get in, you want to get in, but the opportunity is definitely here now. I'd say this was a better entry than it was up here for sure. So if you want in, hey, there's an opportunity right in front of you right now, but at the same time, have where you're going to be wrong, right? If you're wrong, where are you going to exit? Know that. So if I were to get in right now, I'd probably set in the stop somewhere like this, to be honest. I want to give myself some room, because it could potentially come back down, retest this new support, right? You don't have to put it all the way there, maybe around this area, because there's a little gap left behind. But I'd give myself some room on this trade, and then you got a nice risk to reward opportunity to our previous highs being $2.99 or 98 cents. So around $3, that's a nice target, right? That's a pretty decent trade there. So if you're looking at MTRX, that's what I would be keeping an eye on. Cheers.